I've made a huge mistake.
How could you have been so foolish?
Milk was a bad choice.
Welcome to Watch Mojo's Top 5 Facts. In this installment, we're going to have to give you some bad news and count down the 5 biggest reasons that you make awful choices.
What's more important to you, your job or your family? And don't pick the obvious one.
Oh, hey guys, I was just catching up on some plunger nipples.
Don't feel too bad though, because we're all guilty.
I've made a huge mistake.
Number 5, you make stuff up to support your choices.
I've never admitted to a mistake.
You probably feel pretty good about your last big purchase. But should you?
I have the buyer's remorse.
Studies have shown that once we make a choice between 2 options, we begin to remember and even add positive qualities to our choices, whether or not they're actually true. This is often called a choice-supporting bias.
I see. And does the sedan protect against missiles?
It does not.
Ah, you hear that, Meg? Yeah, it does not protect against missiles. See, these are the questions.
Subjects of one experiment hypothetically bought one of 2 classic cars. Just 1 week later, when given a list of potential features of the car they bought, they had trouble identifying which ones were from their car, the other, or even a much newer vehicle.
Watch the headlamps. They work brilliantly. Ready? There you go, the headlights are on. No, you can see they're on if you get down here.
This increased sense of satisfaction affects our ability to judge the effectiveness of our decisions, creates false memories, and can influence future decisions.
I don't always make great decisions under pressure.
What the hell is that?
An alpaca, I got the last one.
The good news is that knowing about this is half of the fight to stop it. By carefully reevaluating decisions after we make them and putting aside our egos, we can stop defending our bad choices.
I just need you to pretend like you're in a relationship with this grown man that I know. Ha! I did not think this through. Bad decision. Very bad decision.
Number 4, your brain sees patterns where there are none. This is known as the clustering illusion. You see this a lot in the worlds of gambling and sports. Roulette players may feel that after a long string of one color, that the other color is due. Basketball players are often said to be on a hot streak, but studies have shown that they don't really exist. Our brains so desperately want to find patterns among random events that we take a small subset of instances and convince ourselves that it's a pattern. While this may seem harmless, it can be a matter of life or death. During World War II, Londoners developed theories about the German rockets hitting their city in order to find safer places to hide. Though research shows that the rockets were randomly dispersed. Whether you're playing the slots or running for your life, it's important to remember that each attempt is independent from others. Number 3, you choose to be in denial.
Can't you see you're in denial?
You're high!
You're drunk!
Have you ever avoided checking your bank balance at the end of the month, or ignored signs that your car might need a major repair?
Hey, Dad, that light says check engine.
Uh-oh, tape must have fallen off.
Research has shown that when the investment market is bad, people check their portfolios 50 to 80% less frequently. And why is that? Humans are inherently loss-averse, meaning that we feel the pain of a loss more deeply than the joy of gaining something.
I sent 2,000 men to their graves today.
The bards will sing songs of their sacrifice.
Aye, but the dead won't hear them.
If we know that there may be a problem or are presented with troubling information, our tendency is to ignore it and pretend that it never happened.
You will never get work as an actor because you have no talent.
Well, if she's not going to say anything, I certainly can't help her.
Experts refer to this as the ostrich effect, but you might just call it denial.
It occurs to me to tell you that denial is not just a river in Egypt.
This mistaken decision-making is especially worrisome because it causes small, easily solved problems to grow into much bigger, harder to solve issues. Next time, just fix your damn car.
Oh, they remembered my birthday! Come on! Start, can you? Start!
Number 2, you think you're smarter than other people.
Look at you guys. No wonder we're dangling at the bottom of the food chain.
Sure, maybe other people make these mistakes, but not you, right? Wrong. Researchers from Carnegie Mellon University found that nearly everyone is able to see the flaws in others' logic, but not their own.
I am better.
At what?
Everything.
An astounding 85% of people believe that they were less biased than the average person.
Well, did it work for those people?
No, it never does. I mean, these people somehow delude themselves into thinking it might, but but it might work for us.
Even though you might be yelling at the young babysitter in the slasher flick not to go upstairs, turns out you probably go up there too.
Your story's not scary because the characters are making choices the audience wouldn't make.
This is called the blind spot bias. The news gets worse. Even after learning about this bias, subjects still rated themselves as less biased than others. Maybe you should take someone else's advice once in a while.
Thanks for the advice. Well, that's free.
Number 1, we want to prove ourselves right.
That confirms my lead. Or it's confirmation bias.
This is the dreaded confirmation bias. Decades of research has shown that humans are notorious for only seeking, interpreting, and remembering information that supports their own ideas.
I'm smart, you're dumb. I'm big, you're little. I'm right, you're wrong.
We ignore contradictory information, and even ambiguous data is spun to somehow back up what we already think we know.
More like 1 out of a million.
This is especially true for emotionally charged, deeply held beliefs.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
This realization has had a profound effect on science. Rather than conducting experiments to prove their theories, scientists must do their absolute best to disprove what they believe. Double-blind studies which hide from the researcher what exactly they're testing have become the standard, just to keep them from subconsciously affecting the outcome of the test to support their hypothesis.
In other words, you want it to be true.
Yes, I fucking want it to be true!
Even when we are confronted with clear information that doesn't agree with what we believe, we're incredibly slow to change our minds.
All that.
So does this list have you feeling like you need to go bury your head in the sand? Or are you stunned by just how wrong everyone else is?
You can't leave a lie.
No, I can't, but some people find a way to make that work.
For more completely logical top 10s and deeply flawed top 5s, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.